can provide them and let you like Christ, like the church taught us. We can't have kids, stay man. We ain't doing that, we ain't real. We can't have kids, stay man. That's how what the times we wearing. And when it's up the girls, what the difference is. Ring feminine, not feminine. When I think of the real, think the Genesis.
And we're only a few games in, but already some surprises to this season, Greg.
Yeah, B.A. On the positive side, a couple teams have come together quicker than anticipated, and they are outperforming early expectations.
So on the floor for Golden State, Brandon Pajemski out there with Chet Holmgren. Then it's Michael Porter. Then there's Mitchell Robinson. And it's all...
And you look across the NBA landscape, Stan, a lot of turnover in the summer.
Yeah, it takes a few weeks just to get used to seeing coaches.
Not feminine.
And we're about a minute and a half into the first quarter. There's always going to be player movement in the offseason. I have to imagine some of those... Grant, this season seems to be off to a strong start. Teams are coming together pretty quickly.
You know, B.A., what other choice is there? The competition is fierce in this league, so it's sink or swim right away the moment the season starts.
On the floor for the Warriors. They've got...
Rappers talk about the first time threes and saying children are high. They say rising in the world.
We've just started up this season, Grant. What's important for players right now?
You know, I think it's finding a good routine, especially...
So first quarter just over a minute and a half in. The season just getting going still. How quickly, Greg, can teams gel together and become one?
It really depends on the makeup of your team. How many new guys are on the roster? The style of play. Do the new additions have any previous chemistry with some of your players?
And Golden State looking at who they've got. We've got Chet Holmgren. Porter is out there with MP. Then there's Brandon Pajemski. And it's Robinson. In at the center, pulling out the middle. Let's use this break for a quick look at the squads that really made it happen on the fast break last season. The Warriors, number one.
Do they love to run? I mean, nobody did it better. They would get out in the lanes and push the ball even after makes.
And here's Golden State. 9 points in a row. Good run for him right now. Also, and he hammers that one right down into the face of Jalen Jackson.
My goodness. That dunk from MP is usually what you see on the blacktop.
Let's see the connected cam angle on that stunning play. Brought to you by AT&T. Hawks have gone 0-3 from the field to start the game. And Quinn Snyder wants a timeout. He's going to take a few moments here to check in with his team and regroup.
coming off an excellent season. First in scoring. And, of course, he established himself as the most prolific passer in the game last season. The league leader in assists.
First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in.
First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. Well, we got just a few games, Tim, in the books. Is it too early to come to major conclusions with what we've seen so far?
Well, Kevin, I know off of these early results, we want to go ahead and jump to later in the year. And that's the nature of the job. People want to know, and they want us to evaluate and predict, but an awful lot is going to change in this league for all of these teams over the next several months.
Can't wait to watch it. Setting the floor for the Warriors. Robinson is out there with Holmgren. Then there's Brandon Pajemski. Then it's Michael Porter. And it's MP in at the one.
And their balanced effort at both ends has hushed this crowd.
I think everybody in here is in shock. In many ways, their team just hasn't shown up.
And Atlanta has possession, following the score by Golden State. Back to Young. Called for run. Again, Young missing.
It's almost as if there's a lid on the hoop for him right now. He still hasn't gotten one to fall in the court.
They're outside. The shot's good, Austin making the play.
Well-rounded effort, and they show no signs of letting up.
And because of that, this one looks like a bit of a mismatch.
Now, here's O'Connell. Skamey at 13. Pass to Rizichet. It's Young on the wing. Again, Young missing.
He just can't get anything going in this quarter, and his team desperately in need of a spark.
Daniels with the steal. With the...
There's nothing I could afford, but you said there's love above. I'm innocent.
Now Daniels, coming off a 12-point game. They've been having major problems offensively.
Definitely in a bit of a dry spell.
On the floor for the Warriors. MP is out there with Michael Porter. Then there's Brandon Pajemski. Then there's Holmgren. And it's Robinson in at the 5. Roaming the
Demanded that you be holy. The you is holy. And then if you go to 1 John 2, what it says is, whoever follows his word, in him the love of God has truly been perfected. And that's how we know we are in him.
Here's Young. Nothing on the board. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Setting the floor for the Warriors. Robinson is out there with Chet Holmgren. Then there's Brandon Pajemski. Then it's Michael Porter. And it's Austin in at the point. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for the Warriors.
When you pile up the blocks earlier in games, it really can affect the other team. They lose confidence offensively.
And something else they've done well tonight is finding points in transition. So far, the fast break has been a plus for them.
And Quinn Snyder wants a timeout, looking for a breather and maybe adjusting a thing or two. RJ, when you were playing in this league, how long did it take you into a new season to find your rhythm?
Honestly, once I made my first shot of the season, I felt okay. It's something about making that first shot that feels like the season has gotten started.
Young from outside. It's rebounded by Golden State.
You know, some people could say he's struggling on offense this period. I like to think of more of drowning. Just can't seem to find his confidence.
My goodness. That dunk from MD is usually what you see on the blacktop.
And another look at that last play with the AT&T connected cam. Rizachet with it. He's defended by Pajemski. High post Young. And Pease.
Then they say it's all because of God and he gon' take account. They call out everything but sin. Oh, you talking about? But the remnant come and tell these demons they can get to running. All these labels push the modern music like it's something. I know why they mad.
Daniels with it. Coming off a 12-point game. On the floor for the Warriors. Chet Holmgren out there with Brandon Pajemski. Then there's Mitchell Robinson. Then it's MP. And it's Porter in at the shooting guard.
He is just struggling right now to find his way and trying to regain his confidence.
Well, part of the game plan was to neutralize the crowd. And guess what? Mission accomplished.
There is no doubt about it. They've done a great job minimizing all of the external factors.
The legs the season has only just begun. It's interesting to see which teams have gotten off to hot starts so far.
Yeah, Brian, there's a lot of different situations here early. It could be continuity, adding star power, or possibly both. But it's great when you can find that confidence level early and see if you can sustain it all season.
Oh, and building hope with a fan base as well early in the season always helps.
Absolutely energizes the entire fan base.
Now here's Daniels. He's scoreless. The three from Rizachet. And Atlanta misses again. MP against Daniels. Porter from outside. Rebounded by Daniels. And it's Daniels with the ball for the Hawks. Still without a basket in the game. They defeated Utah in their last game.
And guys,
Everything's a deception. Don't need grace because the ancestors say they should burn sage for protection. What a selection. Let me address what nobody's saying. Choosing abortion because they too lazy. Praying to Jesus, they gon' kill a baby. The Bible say the church Christ bride. Then they try to holler it's my life. But Jesus giving this.
Here's Young. What a tremendous game he played against Utah. Guys are looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
And Golden State looking at who they picked. Robinson is out there with Holmgren. Then it's MP. Then there's Brandon Pajemski. And it's Porter at the two-guard. Wow, with all the player movement this offseason, Coach, some teams are clearly still trying to build their chemistry.
Yeah, Kevin, but what's tough is you've still got to try to win games while you're building that chemistry, and that can be a tough balance. It takes time, which is why some organizations prioritize continuity.
MP's gone 3 for 3 from deep so far. Perfect. Back to Rizachet on the wing, Daniels. Hawks passing it around. Over to the left wing. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Johnson sets the screen for Rizachet.
Teach everybody else how to do it.
Who's cutting it? Who's cutting it?
I was just gonna get on there. Go wild heart. Violent.
Rizachet with the ball. Turned in an outstanding game against Utah. They're searching for a way to score.
yeah, buckets have been very tough to come by.
Richard, one of the best things about still being so early on in the season, the fan excitement is real.
Oh, yeah, the fan excitement, that's the best part because everyone believes positive things can happen. That's the best part about the first third of the season.
On the floor for the Warriors. MP is out there with Michael Porter. Then it's Chet Holmgren. Then there's Mitchell Robinson. And it's Pajemski in at the small forward position. Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
Well, MP in the last matchup against the Mavericks played phenomenal. He ended up with a jaw-dropping amount of points, and he did everything else he could have wanted as well, ending with a triple-double. And he was huge for them in that one. Talking to his coaches pregame, they hope he can repeat that performance with another one here tonight. Back to you.
Great report there, Allie. Absolutely. He was a one-man show in that one, Grant.
Yeah, he was not going to let them lose that game. We'll see if he comes in with that same mentality tonight.
And I'll be interested to see if the opposition looks to double him because this should open up opportunities for his teammates to get going.
They just look so overwhelmed inside. Yeah, that's why they continue to get attacked.
And here's Young. He'll bring it up for the Hawks. Nothing up.
Control all of my soul.
What? No, sir. I be going ham, but I be in kosher. This show is coming back. Time is getting closer.
Here's Shea coming off a stellar performance against Utah. And Golden State looking who they've got. MP out there at Portland. Then there's Brandon Pajemski. Then it's Walker. And it's Holmgren in at the power forward. LGA, we know it's still very early in the season, but still, just how defined are these teams at this point?
Kevin, it varies squad to squad in a big way. Some teams are very solid now. Things are pretty set in stone. Others,
And Atlanta with possession here. Searching for their first points of the game. With a handful of games played now, we can start to get a sense of how things might shape up this season, Stan.
Yeah, What? No, sir. I've been home and here, but I've been in kosher. The shoe is coming back. Time is getting closer. Repent now, cause you can't do it when it's over. Jesus break the wheel, he my chauffeur. You can do the drink now, keep it sober. This is coming in, but I'm not a poster. Just say on the wicked ass till I'm kosher.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by MP. And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Thanks, guys. Well, MP in their last time out against the Mavericks was tremendous. He had an unbelievable amount of points, and that's not to mention the fact that by the end of the night, he had a triple-double, a game that nobody will see forget, that's for sure. How is he going to follow that up tonight? We'll see, guys.
Good stuff, Allie. Well, that was an incredible night for him. They rode him to that win.
And he was more than happy to carry them, BA. He might still be feeding off that performance heading into this one.
And it's very likely that he and his guys can carry that momentum into this one.
And so in the game for the Warriors. Walker out there with Holmgren. Then it's MP. Then it's Anthony Black. And it's Bufkin in at the 2. And the call is going to be, yes, an illegal screen.
That's 4 turnovers for them in this one. Just lazy play early.
And a second look at that rejection, taking no prisoners on defense there.
Yeah, just some terrific effort there. And you know the whole team will get an energy boost off a block like that one.
Smooth sailing for Golden State. Over to the left wing. Here's Bufkin. Cash. It's MP picking up the assist. MP's got 10 assists here tonight. So active. And Atlanta with possession here. Looking for their first basket of the game. Shea with the ball. Turned in an outstanding game against Utah. Pass to Newell. 5 to shoot. To win the job. Shea, no good.
And he probably thought he was going to bury that one.
To the middle. Here's Walker. And the jam by Walker.
Really taking charge of the game. Largely with a detailed interior attack.
Yeah, they haven't appeared in a rush at all. They are just playing to their strengths and building this lead out well.
Now here's Anderson. Yet to see a basket. To the wing, right side. Young from long range. Kept alive.
I ain't taking losses. Had to play the best. All that hate get exhausted. Get it like a golf trip. You know I got praise on you. You know I got praise on you. You know I got praise on you.
Now Young, still scoreless. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
So for the Golden State Warriors right now, they've got MP, Jarris Walker out there with Holmgren. Then there's Anthony Black. And it's Bufkin in a 2-guard. Yeah, just a few games in the book thus far. So, Greg, what are you looking for at this stage of the season?
Well, I like to see which teams get off to a hot start and who's struggling out of the gate. What can those teams do to improve?
And now let's send it over to our courtside reporter, Allie LaForce.
Well, MP in the last matchup against Dallas just played phenomenal. He ended up with a jaw-dropping amount of points and put up double digits in 3 categories. And just a huge game for him. His coaches would love to see him do it again. Guys?
Great stuff as always, Allie. Thank you. Greg, it was obvious he was having a lot of fun out there. Tremendous victory.
I'll tell you, he may have been enjoying himself, but whoever was matched up against him certainly wasn't.
Yeah, well, winning is usually fun, especially when you have it going like he did. Well, he hasn't made a shot, and his team is losing. Time to find another solution.
The D has gotten a little bit laxed here defending the triple.
MV's gotten all of his three-point attempts here. A perfect 4 for 4. Anderson outside. Porzingis sets the pick for Anderson. Outside, Porzingis. 5 to shoot. They need this one. It's rebounded by Golden State. Want to keep it rolling here following the win against Dallas.
Yeah, their long-range artillery hit the mark more often than not. A great equalizer when you're on the road.
Well, they shot it well because of how selfless they were. You need that kind of chemistry and cohesion on the road.
Here's Young. The Warriors making the shot. And here we go. Fast play. MP's got it. And the jump by Holmgren.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
Absolutely. They're playing their game and executing at a real high level. Everything is working for them right now.
And so here's Atlanta. The Warriors making the shot. Pass to Porzingis. Shoots over Walker. Goes back up.
Went down in a wonder and came up with you, man. If it goes like gospel, get right, I don't want to stand. If I stumble, if I fall.
There's 42 seconds left to play in the first. Offensively, it's been a struggle for them.
Yeah, they need to string together some shots to have any kind of chance.
On the floor for the Warriors, we got Walker, Chet Holmgren out there with Anthony Black. Then it's MP, and it's Lufkin in at the shooting guard position.
They keep going back to the same person expecting a different result. He hasn't scored the entire period.
Now put that one in the museum behind some glass. That is creativity, folks.
And thanks to AT&T for a great look at that dunk on their connected cam. Here's Atlanta with the ball. Still without a basket in the game. They defeated Utah in their last game.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
High post Young. MP's there.
Buck, what are you doing?
Boy, they'd love if anyone could get a bucket.
Yeah, their offense has been grinding to a halt.
Well, they desperately need him to get going offensively. He's got to refocus and just start taking better shots.
Out left to the wing. From deep, Holmgren. Yet another assist.
That makes 15 assists.
He has been one step ahead of the defense all game long. And so it's the Golden State Warriors. Way out of reach with an enormous lead as we head into a break. It hasn't taken them too many shots to get their points. They're winning with efficiency. And don't go far. We'll be right back. Great to have you with us. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. All right, guys, what do you think so far on the offensive approach for the Warriors?
Well, coaches love to say turn defense into offense, and clearly they've been forcing the issue on that side of the ball.
And I've also really liked how aggressive they've been in the open floor. I mean, when they see a chance to push it, they go for it.
Jalen Johnson is out there with Noel. Then it's Kristaps Porzingis. Then there's Peyton Pritchard, and it's Anderson in at the shooting guard position.
I ain't giving away, I ain't giving away. I don't have to.
It's Matt Mitty. Yeah. We coming by the masses on this one, y'all.
All the gang over the okay. Caught out the class like attention, maybe because I make the mention. The way to salvation is working addiction.
And Atlanta with possession here. First chance of the year for them to go up against this Warriors team.
Last season, they got swept in a 2-game season series against this opponent. I'm sure they're looking for payback tonight.
Yeah, their pride took a hit. I think this game means just a little bit extra because of that.
On the floor for the Warriors, we've got Michael Porter, Jarris Walker out there with Brandon Pajemski. Then it's MP, and it's Robinson in at center. Legs, when you're watching a young team play, what are the things you're looking for?
Well, look, a lot of teams have young players who are focused on making a name for themselves, but I like to see unselfishness. Those guys who can play with a team-first winning mindset, those are the guys that you keep long-term.
Play D, do the dirty work, stay in the rotation.
That sums it up.
And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Well, MP in the last matchup against the Mavericks was tremendous. He dropped an amazing number of points, and he registered a triple-double showing off all of his skills. A reminder of the amazing things that he's capable of on any given night. It'll be hard to match that tonight, but he'll try. Guys?
Okay, Allie, thanks. It really was some night for him. He couldn't have been much better, Grant.
Yeah, B.A., there was nothing they could do to contain him. Once he got rolling, it was game on.
Well, he did whatever he wanted. I love the fact that he was under control, yet very aggressive. Well, he's done everything you want offensively. Great shot selection, and he is a big reason why they have the lead.
And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for the Warriors.
Ever since this game started, they've been attacking on the inside, looking for ways to bust up the defense and get high percentage looks.
Another highlight for them has been their early ball movement, making quick, decisive passes to set up guys for... Great looks.
The Hawks have got none of their first 3 shots to fall so far in the second. Anderson passes to Porzingis. Johnson finds Porzingis. Here's Noel. Shot to stop the run.
Campus free, there's a new way, and we got the keys, and no one looking at me, cause they looking undercover, now we're all free, guns on me, there won't find no stains on us, now we're all free, yeah, on me, cause I ain't got no chains on us, I'm free.
As these early games, Coach, bring in a variety of new opponents. Rosters definitely get put to a test, don't they?
They sure do, Kevin. Every team...
Time to life. And Lord, that means your help, Lord, and never another one.
Here's Daniels. Still no points. They need something good to happen here.
Yeah, they've gone way too long without a score.
Well, when you think about how the game has evolved in recent years, RJ, the role of the big man might have changed the most.
Who knew threes and assists would become a key stat for 7-footers? But I will say, size helps. You cannot cannot teach it all.
On the floor for the Warriors, we've got Brandon Pajemski. Walker out there with Mitchell Robinson. Then it's Michael Porter, and it's Alston in at the 1. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for the Warriors.
From the tip, they are not making things easy on them. Lots of steals, playing disruptive basketball.
And also their pressure defense is paying dividends tonight. Turning them over and getting out in the open floor and running.
Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Thanks, guys. Well, MP in their last time out against Dallas just played phenomenal. He had an unbelievable amount of points, and he really stuffed that stat sheet for them, ending up with a triple-double. Such an impressive effort. The team relied on him, and he delivered.
All right, Allie, thanks for the update. Yeah, he was unstoppable during certain stretches. It'd be great to see him top that performance tonight.
Well, his team needs him to contribute. When he's on his A game, he just makes play after play.
Expect them to go to him early and often. Don't want to let that hot hand go to waste.
Young, he's checked in for Anderson. Porter against Daniels. Porzingis surveying the floor. 6 to shoot. Young from long range.
It's obvious they're becoming frustrated. Nothing seems to be going their way.
In a major drought, need to find some sort of momentum.
Down low. Here's Robinson. And a big finish by Robinson.
Well, part of the game plan was to neutralize the crowd. And guess what? Mission accomplished.
Oh, yeah, they're doing a terrific job not giving this hostile crowd anything to cheer about. And he continues to cast away, but the results just haven't been there tonight.
They've been very well-rounded and extremely focused.
Yeah, not just an impressive showing on offense, but on defense as well, executing their game plan perfectly.
Atlanta misses again.
This is the definition of forcing. He's trying to get himself going, but taking tough shots just won't do it.
Walker for 3. It's MP picking up the assist.
They've had a hard time shutting down the three-point shot.
Here's Daniels, still without a bucket. To the inside. Can they get it? Oh, it's Porzingis with the jam.
Forget those long jumpers, Kristoff. Use that size. Rock the rim.
MP drives in. Oh, and the dunk by MP.
Their offense is looking like a well-oiled machine, getting any look they want.
Right about that. Seems like they haven't missed.
There's Young with the 3. It's hauled in by Robinson. Robinson's got his 4th rebound in this one.
Okay, so if I were to say this was a disaster of a period for him, it would be an understatement. But hey, sometimes you gotta shoot your way out of the slump, even for him.
And just totally relentless, only increasing the intensity level.
Always plays hard until the final whistle.
I'm a basketball in the basketball.
Mercy, know it so well. This from a gold cell. Now I'm praying on the floor with my hotel. Riding on the devil, taking no L. They said don't do it cause it won't sell. Now look, we ain't taking no L. God say gold and it won't fail. Now look, we ain't taking no L. God over money, God over money, God over money, God over money, God over cash, God over cash, God over money, God over money, no L. It ain't hard, all you gotta do is trust God. It ain't hard, all you gotta do is trust God. It ain't hard, all you gotta do is trust God. It ain't hard, all you gotta do is trust God. Another level, we gon' ride on the devil. What? Another level, we gon' ride on the devil now. Another level, we gon' ride on the devil. Let's go. Another level, we gon' ride on the devil. Oh, we go to work. We go to work. We go to work. We go to work now. We go to work. We go to work. We go to work. God over money now.
Sing light on the beat. Business.
Everybody looking for the free throw. Show shot, no block, looking through the peephole. High when the devil outside playing Dito. Ride for the ruler, be a shooter like 3-0. Geo for the Elo, Heem Trio. We on post, they box me in like P.O. They said I was gon' fall, off like Skilo. I told y'all I would go long like T.O. Whether I bend or fold, I won't break. Heaven knows I never sell a soul for no cake. I put pedal to the metal flow with no brakes. Let them know they need a better flow, they snowflakes. Don't play. Grew up with them boys in the hood like O'Shea. Don't fake like I'm dope boy, I was Motre. I was never old dog, I was Mocaine. Now that I know God, I am okay. Hey, I could bend, I could fold, but I won't break. May it fail, but it L's what I won't take. All I know you're missing every shot that you don't take. Fall 7 times, then arise like I'm okay. I keep putting up shots. I keep putting up shots. I keep putting up shots. Sooner or later, something gotta drop. I see it all in your face. They want us all in a coffin. They want to call it a day. Before beers go in the coffin, hit go, sicko, cough in your face. My savior was sea walking before they taught you to bang. Bang. You gon' get this living water today, whether you sip it or you walk in the plank. If you not with it, the plot thickens when you hit that fiery blaze. Cause you thought the fire was fake and chose not to escape. I don't know how to be fake. I could pretend that I pop mollies and bottles of Ace. Mr. Miyagi with the homie, catch a body a day. I could've got $1 million just to lie to your face. Instead of riding for my God and telling y'all to be safe. Loving them while they knocking the profit and calling it hate. Watching them rock with ops that drop hip-hop and get props for mocking the faith. Imagine that and still having to die in a place. Jesus. I could bend, I could fold, but I won't break. May it fail, but it L's what I won't take. All I know you're missing every shot that you don't take. Fall 7 times, then arise like I'm okay. I keep putting up shots. I keep putting up shots. I keep putting up shots. Sooner or later, something gotta drop. All the time, God is good all the time. All the time. Bread and wine, I got Jesus on my mind. On my mind. Gotta grind with this little light of mine. I don't hide like you told me I'ma shine. I'ma shine. I can't do it on my own. Yeah, yeah. Tried and failed on my own. Yeah, yeah. He won't leave me on my own. Yeah, yeah. He with me, not on my own. Yeah. I can't do it on my own. Need God. We not alone. We know He's on the throne. This place is not my home. I've been feeling so homesick lately. Praying all the time so I don't go crazy. At the feet of Christ where His grace you can find it. Once you get a taste, you can stay if you like it. So many times in my life I needed guidance. I tried, I couldn't find it. No lie, why would I hide it? I can't be silent. He's on his way now. Consider me a siren. He's arriving any day now. All the time, God is good all the time. All the time. Bread and wine, I got Jesus on my mind. On my mind. Gotta grind with this little light of mine. I don't hide like you told me I'ma shine. I'ma shine. I can't do it on my own. Yeah, yeah. Tried and failed on my own. Yeah, yeah. He won't leave me on my own. Yeah, yeah. He with me, not on my own. I'm a sinner, God, I was raised like that. in the synagogue, wasn't even saved like that. But you found me, wipe me down, and you put your arms right around me. Could've drowned me, but made a way for my family. Said I am forgiven and gave me a living, was dead in my sin and you saved me. I've been to prison, but not cause I did it, I went on a mission to take peace. I say they repent and they hate me, but I feel a drizzle beginning, I'm really wishing they would get into safety. Everybody in the ark for it rains. No more playing in the dark, call his name. Don't you hear the sound? I hear the trumpets play. Take a look around, Yeshua's on his way. Any day now. All the time, God is good all the time. All the time. Bread and wine, I got Jesus on my mind. On my mind. Gotta grind with this little light of mine. I don't hide like you told me, I'ma shine. I'ma shine. I can't do it on my own, God. Tried and failed on my own, God. He won't leave me on my own, God. He with me, not on my own, God.
Bring heaven down to this earth, blessing down to this earth. They sending down to this earth to say this felling down to this earth. Don't be fearful, please be faithful. Doubting God is so distasteful. Christ is King, but don't forget it. Best respect it and be grateful, yo. Don't get it twisted. Me and mine, we really outside. They Bible with me every time you see me outside. Hey, you just mad cause you left standing on the outside. If all you wanna do is cause division and stay outside. I said they really know I'm safe, yeah. But you ain't really what you say. Man, let me find out you don't even like to play. If you don't live the way you say you live, then on this field you can't play. Hey,
All the time, God is good all the time. All the time. Bread and wine, I got Jesus on my mind. On my mind. Gotta grind with this little light of mine. I don't hide like you told me, I'ma shine. I'ma shine. I can't do it on my own, God. Tried and failed on my own, God. He won't leave me on my own, God. He with me, not on my own, God. Bizzle, got over money, yeah. I just been sitting back, watching, taking in information, not jumping to conclusions.
Atlanta with the ball. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Setting the floor for the Warriors. We've got Jarris Walker. Porter is out there with MP. And it's Robinson. And there's Pajemski in at the three, the small forward. And with the trend break toward a faster pace, do you miss watching those grinded-out half-court battles that enthralled millions during the Jordan era?
Well, I miss playing more than anything, but as far as watching, the game for me is as good as it's ever been.
Now we'll hear from Alan LaForce, and she's got a story for us. An update. Alan?
Thanks, guys. Well, MP in their last time out against the Mavericks was tremendous. He had an unbelievable amount of points, and that's not to mention the fact that by the end of the night, he had a triple-double.
They drum up the case. If they can change how you look at me, you laugh while they whooping me in front of your face. The right narrative can vary who they want to erase. Remember Lauryn Hill spoke up? Crazy. Chappelle didn't want to wear a dress when he left. He was crazy. They was in the bed with dead celebrities calling themselves Jesus. But when they met Jesus, crazy.
And the Warriors with possession here. Their defense has only allowed 4 points in the quarter. And so in the game for the Warriors, we've got Brandon Pajemski, Michael Porter out there with MP. Then there's Walker. And it's Robinson in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And what's your take, guys, here on the hustle stats for the Warriors?
Well, their coaching staff has to be happy with how active they've been defensively, forcing turnovers and making the offense uncomfortable.
And also, the coaching staff has to love the hustle so far. Just playing with great energy, getting out and converting in transition.
And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Thanks, guys. Well, MP in their last time out against the Mavericks was tremendous. He had an unbelievable amount of points and put up double digits in 3 categories. He was really special in that game, and they're hoping he can repeat that kind of performance tonight. Guys, back to you.
Allie, great info there. It was obvious he could do anything.
Is a tool for protection and simply is a weapon just like you. I see the dots start connecting as these fake Jews call Ye anti-Semitic. History of oppression. Change the ring. Sympathy is a weapon. If you do, you mistreating them. Terrific black people in front of your face to say no matter how rich you get, stay in your place. Promote sex, drugs, murder on the daily. You can kill babies. You can say a man got pregnant.
The backcourt guards are Young and Daniel. Newell out there with Johnson. And it's Porzingis in at the 5 down low. So that's the lineup for Atlanta. While the season just started, GA, we have a few big storylines already.
Yeah, it doesn't take long in this league. The intense media scrutiny, social media, news travels fast.
This is hard to watch. You might want to put the kids to bed. This man still has not hit a shot this quarter.
Now, let's take a minute to talk to Allie LaForce courtside. Allie.
Well, MG in the last match.
Enough opportunities for his teammates to get going.
Now, here's MP. All right, well, look at how the hustle game has been going for the Warriors.
From the very start of this game, they have been giving the ball handlers trouble. Using good pressure to
nice hunger
and good stealing.
And the other thing, I love how they're playing up tonight, getting into ball handlers and forcing some turnovers.
Getting another opportunity here to see that powerful rejection.
And big defensive plays like that will help them stay in control of this one.
And I'm watching this movie called Ocean's 8. And these ladies were pulling off this bank heist.
Young inside. And P's
the bad guys, but that's the side I'm on in this thing. I want them to get away. And I ask myself, how is the Christian going for the bad guy in the movie? And I know you'd be like, oh, but it's just a movie. I've never watched the episode of SVU and was hoping that the pedophile got off. So what's the difference? Why is it when I watch Bad Boys, I'm going for the cops? When I watch Takers, I'm going for the robbers? Did it hit me? The director is able to present this thing in such a way that he can control which side I fall on. So my question to you is, if this director can do this with his finite brain, how much more do you think Satan is able to do if he controls the people who control the narrative? Y'all better get in that word. CNN might say one thing, Fox might say another thing, but the word of God remains the same. God!
And Legs, one thing we're seeing more of these days, head coaches who weren't necessarily high-profile guys coming in.
Well, I do think when you walk into a locker room having played before, there is a level of credibility that's automatically there. But in the age of analytics, it's probably less important that a head coach be a former NBA player.
And so in the game for the Warriors, Walker out there with Chet.
Never mind me, I be on my diet. Dynamite a weapon like Attack 99 to get it private. The devil likes to let me clarify. If he deceived you, he will not win. Remember, guys, it is
Eu quero ficar me kubakwe. Eu quero ficar me.
Here's Young. Still yet to...
In love with the sun, we abundant as covenant. Come and get under it, yeah. He's coming for you, and that could be terrifying and be wonderful.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Setting the floor for the Warriors. We've got Walker. Anthony Black is out there with Holmgren. Then it's MP. And it's Pumpkin in at the shooting guard position. Every coach has their own philosophy, but Stan, you were telling me that it might not always align with their team style of play.
Yeah, look, Kevin, I think there's a difference between philosophy and style of play. And I think what you have to understand, philosophy are those immutable things that you think will win games regardless of the style. So that'll never change. But your style has to be fitted to your personality.
It's time to send it over now to our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Well, MP in the last matchup against the Mavericks was tremendous. He had an unbelievable amount of points, and he really stuffed that stat sheet for them, ending up with a triple-double. And really, it's a game that will stand out when you look at his career, considering how absurd some of those numbers are. Guys?
All right, Allie, great stuff as always. It'll be interesting to see, Greg, how much of that performance carries over to tonight.
And Kevin, different scenarios call for a different measure. I'm sure he'll just try to provide whatever they need for the win.
Well, I'm sure he's coming in with a lot of confidence after last game. He wants to have a repeat performance here tonight.
Moves checked in for Atlanta. Johnson comes in for Newell. And Golden State also making a change. Corey Kispert's checked in for Jarris Walker. And stolen by MP. And MP throws it down hard.
My goodness. That dunk from MP is usually what you see on the blacktop.
And that great replay brought to us by the AT&T Connected Cam. For the Warriors, they won their last contest, that game against Dallas. After Ricochet, Atlanta again missing.
Familiar results for him. He can't get anything together.
Back to MP. And here is Kispert. 6 on the shot clock. Golden State needs to get off a shot. Another possession, another assist.
25 assists. What an unselfish performance.
He has been a sensational playmaker. And stolen by MP. 4-on-3 break. Here's Black. Kispert, he hangs in there and catches another second chance points. Kispert's got 5 now. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Warriors.
Well, so far they've done a great job of reading the offense and repeatedly putting themselves in the right place to interrupt the play and force turnovers.
And guys, they've also done a great job generating offense.
2020 bring me a million. All I wanna do, bring money with you, bring money with you. Bring always so much time. Running from you, running from you. I think I need a fill it up, fill it up. I think you need to.
Hey, what's up, son? Of course I can. All right, you guys take a seat.
Not always.
All right, I'll start all the way at the beginning, just for you.
1 minute left to play in the first half. So on the floor for Golden State, Corey Kispert out there with Anthony Black. Then it's Chet Holmgren, then it's MP, and it's Bufkin in at the shooting guard position. Now here's Johnson. Hasn't gotten one to fall yet. 4 on the clock. There's the screen by Johnson. The 3 from Ricochet. And it's Holmgren with a rebound. Holmgren's got his 7th rebound here tonight. MP, the pass to Kispert.
He covered up and leave. God covered his skin. Hold that thought. Let's fast forward to Abel and Cain. Brothers in the same field, playing they lanes. Cain tended the ground, Abel tended the sheep. Both made an offer to God, but Cain's fell incomplete. Now put a pin in that. Let's get the pass over.
Here's Young. Still without a basket. The backcourt guards are Young and Daniel.
Oh, what a slam! Clean that up! Now put that one in the museum behind some glass. That is creativity, folks.
That's a great look at that move from the Connected Cam, sponsored by AT&T. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill. And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively, turning into easy points.
Now, here is Young. And nothing is falling for him right now. Here's Alston. Whoa! He flew in there.
Wow! If you give MP a runway like that, he is going to take off on you.
Here's Ricochet. Black defending. In the corner, Daniels. Just 5 on the clock. On the wing, the Warriors pull it in. Olsen's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. Launches a 3, trains the three-pointer. MP's got 56 points in the game.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
And they just keep building out this lead. With each made basket, their confidence increases.
MP getting it done for the Golden State Warriors. His work on the glass was outstanding in that quarter. Great rebound. And don't go away. We'll be right back.
All I know is Cain offered the work of his hands. Abel tended the sheep, so we must have offered a lamb. Now look at
Thanks for tuning in. We love the mountain climbing, don't we? Well, there's a huge mountain to climb for the Atlanta Hawks.
God will later do the same. So
Dave Blue's week of the fifth. You got any pride? They need to show us. Yeah, they're serving up a buffet inside, and the other team's going for seconds and thirds.
Moving on, in our game, here are the top performers so far.
Man, you talk about a defensive anchor. MP blocks a lot of shots and alters even more. Hard for an offense to get comfortable with him on. Don't bring that weak stuff around MP. He'll spike that thing like a volleyball.
And that's a halftime wrap. Let's get back to the second half with the call by Kevin Harlan and the crew.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. You know, Greg, a lot of the best scorers do what's called hunting, looking to create contact with the defender that they've zeroed in on.
Yeah, and that can be a legitimate technique to really negate a shot blocker. But when the offensive player basically initiates all the contact, we can feel out some of those cheap foul calls against the defender.
Setting the floor for the Warriors. And he out there with Michael Porter. Then there's Holmgren. Then it's Mitchell Robinson. And it's Pajemski in at the small forward position. And now let's bring it over to Allie LaForce on the sideline.
Well, MP in the last matchup against the Mavericks was tremendous. He ended up with a jaw-dropping amount of points, and he did everything else he could have wanted as well, ending with a triple-double. He was locked in all night long. We'll see if that focus carries over into this game.
Thanks as always, Allie, for that great report. Greg, we'll see if he can keep rolling here tonight.
Yeah, and that's the rub. When he's in rhythm, he can carry your team across the line.
Well, I expect they'll go to him early here, hoping for a repeat performance.
The magic goes off the loop. The deep rap to do. The stop, I feel it. Can't go feel it. That's the will. Let's take the rainbow back. The modern imagination.
And players these days with great ball handling, but occasionally getting away with
Bud, nasty, ice the rainbow. No things stop rising, die. Some that's the sky show. Up in the sky, feeling like a ticket tea, like what's in yours got to do with me. A rainbow on my neck, and I can breathe.
And Greg is a former point guard in this league. Give us your top 4 generals of all time. The guys that could direct the floor and could control a game.
Wow. If we're talking traditional point guards, I mean, I got to go Magic. Isaiah, CP3's in that conversation, Jason Kidd. But I've got a separate list for that hybrid point guard, right? Which that includes guys like Steph and Iverson, West, and the great Oscar Robertson.
So for the Golden State Warriors right now, Robinson is out there with Chet Holmgren. Then it's...
From the jungle, going deep, deep down. Run with giants, run with giants, run with giants. Run with giants, run with giants, I ain't scared. Allah, yeah.
Rizachet at the 3, Johnson at the 4. Trade.
I like Better to follow his word. I gotta hold the world. I gotta fight for my girls. I got the light of the world. Cranky politicians. They always rape the system. I got quit my mission. What else raise my vision? I can see through that far.
90 seconds now into the second half. And Golden State looking who they got. Holmgren is out there with Robinson. Then it's Porter. Then it's MP. And it's Podziemski in at the small forward. You see a lot of pick and rolls, but you also, Greg, hear about inverted screens. Can you explain to the viewers what that means?
Yeah, that's where your guard actually is the one setting the pick for the bigger player. And having little guys who are willing to put their body on the line, you think of a Steph Curry, a John Stockton, 2 of the best to ever do it.
Let's check in now with our Allie LaForce, who's got a story for us. Allie?
Well, MP in the last matchup against the Mavericks was tremendous. He ended up with a jaw-dropping amount of points, and he really stuffed that stat sheet for them, ending up with a triple-double. Truly, one of the most exceptional performances we've seen in recent memory. A monster night for him. Back to you.
Great stuff, Allie. In stretches, he was absolutely down. Greg, he'd love to match that performance tonight.
This team needs his contributions. When he's right, he makes winning plays time and time again. Expect them to go to him early and often. You don't want to let that hot hand go to waste. Just great anticipation by Young. He just sees the play developing, knows exactly where he wants to go with the ball.
The 3 from MP. Hits the three-point bomb. MP's got 10 points now just in this quarter. The Hawks have gotten 6 of their 7 shots to go down in this quarter. What a fantastic start to the half. Young with no one around. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. The drive by MP. And that one's good by Porter.
You couldn't have scripted a better start to the half. They've hit every single shot since the break.
Here's Rizachet. He's defended by Podziemski. Back to Rizachet. Young outside.
Yeah, okay. Y'all know who it is. Brano, look. I'm that husband, I'm that rapper, I'm that preacher. I can switch up on a beat. I'm the same man everywhere.
I don't need the world to tell me who to be.
Third quarter action, just under 3.5 minutes have passed. Trey is flanked by Daniels in the backcourt. Johnson and Okongwu, the duo inside. And it's Rizachet in at the 3, the small forward. So that's the Hawks 5. Well, Grant, as more and more teams look to get up and down, you think that lends itself to going deeper down the roster?
Oh, definitely, BA. Also, with the G League and bigger coaching staffs enabling end-of-the-bench guys to get more reps, helps them stay ready when their number is called.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
Thanks. Trey Young is learning to become more of a threat when he's off the ball. He said at every level there's a different type of game. Now, knowing the NBA game, I'm more patient, understanding how the game is, how to control it from the beginning to the end, and how you need to win. Guys, back to you.
Okay, Allie, thanks for the report.
Have to take care of the defensive boards better than that.
Yeah, they need to pay attention to the details. Second chance points are backbreakers.
Atlanta's gone only 1 of 3 from deep here in the third. Young, the pass to Daniels. Back to Young. Six on the shot clock. No good with the triple.
No matter what he's tried, it hasn't worked. Unfortunately, the team is suffering from that.
And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair. And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for the Warriors.
Well, all you can ask for is your guys to be really active on D, and they've been more than that tonight.
They're also finding a lot of points tonight off transition play, running the floor and using the fast break to beat the defense.
And Grant, the NBA has made it clear it's an 82-game league with its participation policy levying fines for teams resting star players.
Yeah, BA. But you know, at the same time, we've seen some, advocating for reducing the number of games, like Warriors coach Steve Kerr. They're arguing for quality over quantity. We'll see how it plays out.
Three-pointer. They get it again. Back to MP. On the wing, Porter. From the arc.
Come on, you guys can't shoot the ball.
Milwaukee will be traveling to face them after this game. That'll be the second and last game of a quick homestand. Pass to Young. Fires for three. And it's MP with a rebound. Austin's got 11 rebounds in the game.
Well, he's pressing right now, which can happen when you're trying to cut into a lead.
Their ball movement on this run has been tremendous. It's led to a lot of good, clean, open looks.
And here's Young. He'll bring it up to the Atlanta Hawks. London love the run. Last year's team leaders in fast break points. The Warriors, #1.
If this team had a chance to push it last season, they did. The best fast break team in the league.
Anderson's checked in for Atlanta. Not wasting any time and taking the shot and hitting it.
They're playing great team basketball. It's good movement and sharp, crisp passes.
Pass to Riza. Looking to get it going. That's in. Coming off an assist from Young. Young's got 3 assists in the game.
Well, he can beat you in a lot of ways. Very challenging to defend.
Now here's MP. Non-stop scoring machine right here. Here's Coles. Anderson covers. Clock at 6. Back to Curry. 4-3. And again, another assist. That's another dime from him.
He's tallying them up fast, BA.
Now here's Riza. He's covered by Curry. Oh, the dunk by Akamu.
Well, that's what you want. Get him the ball and see if he can close the gap.
All right, Coach, let's talk about Onyeka Okongwu. What an agile player for his size.
Yeah, BA, no question. And on both ends, too. Plus, the guy gets up in the air and then reaches out over 7 feet in wingspan. His speed and his size can be a huge advantage.
The three from Riza. Knocks down the long K. Riza-Shay's got 7 now in this quarter.
The defense had him confused early on, but he's responded in the second half with some assertive play.
His scoring is a big reason why they're up right now. Let's see if they can close it out.
Atlanta's gone 2 of 6 from downtown here in the second half. Pass to Riza. Warriors with the rebound. Walker's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Good on the shot. He has 6. And the Hawks shooting just 24% in this one. Not great. Outside Riza. Back to Young. From downtown. Not going to go that time.
He is really scuffling this quarter offensively. Perhaps a little frustration setting in.
And he's been an ideal teammate tonight. He's really creating plenty of looks with his passes.
Yeah, when there's been an open man, he's found it. And you love to see a guy dishing it like this.
Now here's Young. Outside Johnson. Back to Young. Good ball movement here by Atlanta. They need this. Oh, MP with a block.
Textbook block by MP. He anticipated the shot and was right there at the rim to stop it.
Well, you know, it's already tough to play like this at home, but it's even tougher to do so on the road.
It sure is. They've certainly accepted the challenge. The trick now is to sustain this effort.
Johnson with a bucket.
Well, you love assisted hoops. That's good offense.
Pass to Coles, to the paint. The three. It goes again. His 6th basket in 7 tries.
Well, when you have a guy scoring like he is, you redraw every play to be about getting him the ball.
Outside Young.
Thank you for giving me a brand new start.
Nice adjustment there, going to the full court press, trying to ratchet up the pressure here a little bit.
And Golden State looking at who they've got. They've got MP. Curry is out there with Walker. And it's Coles in at the 2-guard spot. So we've seen the NBA, Jim, embrace analytics more and more over time. That's something you caught on to early in your career.
Well, there is no doubt, Kevin, that they're starting to go more to the analytics. The eye test is really important when you look at just what makes good basketball. But the numbers sometimes can tell you things you didn't even realize as a coaching staff.
As a broadcaster, what numbers do you look at normally right off the top? What things are telltales for you?
One thing that I really look at as opposed to individual plus-minus, give me that group of 5 plus-minus. That way I know which units are really getting it done together.
Oh, I love it. And now, Hallie LaForce has something for us from the sideline.
Thanks, guys. Well, MP in their last time out against the Mavericks just played phenomenal. He had an unbelievable amount of points, and he registered a triple-double, showing off all of his skills. Putting in a performance like that one really builds momentum in your direction. We'll see how far he rides that wave tonight, guys.
Hey, Hallie, thanks for the great report. He was in attack mode all night. We saw that really propelled them to that win.
When he's on, he is on. And there isn't all that much you can do to stop him.
Well, he did whatever he wanted. I love the fact that he was under control, yet very aggressive.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
From outside the arc. Good, that's another bucket. He's been absolutely ridiculous in this game.
You get the sense he just can't miss.
There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock since the three-pointer.
And really the scoring this quarter has been just off the charts, doing all he can to bring him back.
MP outside. Here's Curry with the 3. The shot's good off to making the play. Curry's got 6 points in the quarter.
And perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
Well, they certainly have the shooters to do it. It's just about finding that number.
And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. Warriors ahead, running away with this one. 2K Sports, back in a moment here in Atlanta.
I don't brag and I don't boast, but I can feel it in my
And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, he made it look simple, but that's not always easy to execute.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works. Okongwu's checked in for Porzingis. Jalen Johnson comes in for Newell. And it's Rizichet in for Anderson. The backcourt guards are Young and Daniel. Johnson and Okongwu man the post position. And it's Rizichet in at the 3. So that's the lineup for Atlanta. The Hawks shooting just 34% from the floor. Back to Young. Pass to Daniel. Johnson outside. Here's Rizichet. Clock at 4 from past the arc. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. Robinson's got rebound number 8 now on the night.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Warriors.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, but an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And so with this, they'll end up with their second win on the year.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for MP.
Did it all tonight, making an impact with more than just his scoring. How about the fact that he got a triple-double? It's always great to get into a rhythm, but do it when it matters.
Yeah, it's too little, too late at this point, but at least they have something to build on going forward.
We've got 28 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Johnson, a wide open look. Action coming off the assist from Young.
And boy, he's really in a groove. Dominant performance last game. Same thing this time out.
On a train, Lord, I'm feeling like my life's going away. I don't wanna live like this.